All right, let's cut through the noise and get to the heart of what makes women tick. This isn't about cracking some impossible code or pretending women are from another planet. They're not. They're emotional, vibrant, and beautifully complex. But there are specific triggers, subtle, powerful pressure points that can make a woman melt, chase you, and stay up all night replaying you in her mind. This isn't about cheap tricks or manipulation. It's about seeing what most men overlook and mastering the art of attraction with raw, authentic power. On my YouTube channel, WisdomWavesAura, we're diving deep into the 9 female weaknesses every man needs to know. Some will catch you off guard, some will make you smirk, and a few will have you kicking yourself for not figuring them out sooner. Let's get into it. No fluff, just straight-up wisdom blending stoic strength with primal connection. First up, let's talk about confidence, but not the kind you're probably thinking of. Women are drawn to confidence like moths to a flame, but it's not the loud look-at-me swagger that screams for attention. That's just noise. The real deal is quiet, unshakable confidence, the kind that walks into a room and owns it without saying a word. This is the guy who doesn't beg for validation, doesn't spam compliments over text to seem different, and doesn't flinch when a woman tests him with games or silence. He knows his worth, and that's the first crack in her armor. When you move through the world like you don't need applause, like you're already enough, it hits her on a primal level. Why? Because her feminine energy craves a man who radiates emotional strength, someone who makes her feel safe without trying too hard. On WisdomWavesAura, we break down how to cultivate this vibe. Stand taller, move slower, speak less, and let your presence do the heavy lifting. You don't need to chase her approval. Your energy says it all. That's her first weakness, and you don't even have to break a sweat to trigger it. Next, let's talk about something most men miss: the power of truly seeing her. Women are exhausted from explaining themselves. When they say, "I'm fine," it's often code for "I'm not, but you're not paying attention." Most guys are too busy planning their next line to notice the subtle cues, her quiet moments, the shift in her tone, the way her energy dips when something's off. But when you pause, look at her and say, "Something's not right. I'm here when you're ready," you've just unlocked her heart. You don't need to be a psychic, you just need to be present. Feel the room. Read her without her having to spell it out. That moment when she realizes, "This man gets me," that's when her walls start crumbling. She doesn't want a fixer or a hero. She wants a man who sees her soul and creates a space where she can be soft. On WisdomWavesAura, we dive into how to hone this skill, how to listen with your eyes and feel with your gut. It's not about solving her problems, it's about making her feel understood. That's a weakness she can't resist, and it's rarer than you think. Now let's get to a secret weapon most men never master: silence. Not the petty silent treatment or ignoring her. That's weak. I'm talking about stoic, masculine silence, the kind that says, "I'm in control and I'm not rattled." In a world full of noise and overreactions, a man who knows when to shut up is dangerous. When she throws a test your way, maybe some emotional chaos or a subtle jab, and you respond with a steady gaze and zero drama, it's game over. That silence makes her rethink her moves. It pulls her back into her feminine energy while you stay grounded in yours. It's not about ignoring her. It's about showing you can handle anything without losing your cool. On WisdomWavesAura, we explore how to wield this kind of silence like a blade, sharp, precise, and powerful. It forces her to self-reflect, to question her games, and it makes your presence magnetic. That quiet strength is what she secretly craves, and it speaks louder than any pickup line ever could. Let's move to eye contact, because this one's a game changer. It's not just about confidence, it's about connection, desire, and unspoken dominance. Most guys mess this up. They either look away too fast, like they're scared, or stare like a creep trying to prove something. But the man who locks eyes, stays calm, and throws in a slight smirk, he's the one she can't forget. Your eyes tell her everything. You're grounded, you're real, you're not intimidated. That kind of eye contact creates instant tension. Not the awkward kind, but the kind that makes her heart race. You don't need slick lines or rehearsed game, just look, hold, and let her feel the fire behind your gaze. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we talk about how to master this subtle art, how to hold her gaze without flinching and let her see the strength in your soul. She'll be replaying that moment long after you're gone, trust me. Now let's talk about mystery. Women are curious creatures, not in a nosy way, but in a soulful one. They're drawn to a man who's a puzzle, not an open book. If you spill your life story on day one, you're killing the vibe. Instead, give her just enough to spark her curiosity. A story that stops halfway, a glance that hints at the storms you've weathered, a smile that suggests there's more to you than she'll ever fully know. This isn't about being shady, it's about being layered. Let her earn pieces of you like a treasure hunt. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we dive into how to cultivate this magnetic depth, how to be open but not obvious. A woman's imagination is powerful. She'll fall harder for the man she's still figuring out than the one who lays it all bare. Be a maze, not a billboard. Feed her curiosity, and she'll keep coming back for more. Next up is purpose, and this one's big. Passion is sexy, but purpose is irresistible. A man with a mission, a fire in his soul that pulls him forward, has a gravity women can't resist. It's not about being successful yet. It's about having a vision, a dream you'd bleed for, a goal that drags you out of bed even when life's kicking your ass. When a woman sees that kind of fire, she doesn't just want to be near it, she wants to be part of it. Most guys miss this. They think women want a guy who's already made it or one who's just passionate about random stuff. Nah, she wants a man who's going somewhere, who moves with momentum and meaning. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we break down how to find your why and let it shine through everything you do. It's not about having a fancy car or a corner office. It's about having a soul on fire. That's what makes her feel secure, like she's orbiting something bigger than herself. Purpose is sexier than abs, and it's a weakness she can't ignore. Now let's get delicate. The yearning to be led without being controlled. This is tricky, but when you get it right, it's pure magic. Every strong woman has a secret desire to surrender, not to a dictator, but to a man who's calm, wise, and strong enough to deserve it. This isn't about dominance, it's about leadership. Women are wired to sense threat and chaos, so when you step up with clarity and grounded authority, she feels safer than she ever did alone. Think of it like this. She doesn't want a boss, she wants a captain. She'll challenge you, push you, but when the storm hits, she wants to know you're holding the wheel. A simple example. When she says, "I don't care, you pick where we eat," she's not handing over her power. She's saying, "Lead with confidence." Hesitate and she feels abandoned. Say, "Let's go here, you'll love it," with conviction, and watch her soften. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we explore how to embody this kind of leadership without crossing into control. It's a balance, but when you nail it, you've tapped into one of her deepest desires. Words are next, and don't sleep on this one. Women bond through language. It's not just talk, it's transportation. When you speak with intent, not game but depth, you pull her out of reality and into a world you create together. You don't need to be a poet, you just need to mean what you say. When you tell her, "I love your mind," don't say it like a throwaway line, say it like her soul just shook yours. When you say, "You fascinate me," make it feel like you've uncovered something rare. Women fall for words that feel earned, not borrowed from some TikTok script. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we dive into how to wield words like a painter, crafting moments that linger in her heart. The right words don't just flatter, they spark her imagination, making her see a life with you. That's her weakness. A man who speaks truth with rhythm, who says what he means like it matters. Finally, we arrive at the most uncomfortable but powerful weakness: detachment. Here's the paradox. When a woman senses you need her more than you choose her, she pulls away. Not because she's cruel, but because desperation kills attraction. But when she realizes you could walk away, not out of spite, but because you respect yourself, she leans in. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being whole without her. A man who loves deeply but doesn't collapse for her, who values her but stays independent, is unforgettable. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we talk about cultivating this stoic strength, the ability to love with an open heart, but never lose yourself. When she sees you're the guy who stays when it's right and leaves with grace when it's not, she doesn't just want you, she respects you. And that respect? It's the foundation of a connection that lasts. So there you have it. The 9 weaknesses that unlock a woman's heart, from unshakable confidence to the power of detachment. These aren't tricks, they're truths about human nature, about what draws women to men who stand out in a world of noise. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we're all about cutting through the fluff and giving you the tools to become that man. Subscribe, hit the bell, and join us as we dive deeper into the art of attraction, purpose, and authentic power. Let's make waves together.